My fancy intro.
Man, you guys are so fancy. You, Houndsman XP, they got all that fancy stuff all around with the little square boxes like you got.
I watched them last night. I forgot. Working on my trailer. So I wonder if they missed me.
Oh, I know that they did.
They probably did.
I watched. I went and just looked at a little bit. I got to manage my time pretty closely.
Yeah, I was gonna watch them. I like to just kind of go through and I like to read the comments and see who's doing what. And I'll tell you what, though, I'm gonna start this show off right now saying I never knew how horrible people could be. There's good people out there, but man, you get a show or you have somebody on, and people just they like to just email you or tell you all the bad stuff about somebody.
Who what?
Well, just
Can
in
you
general.
make it public?
Not just in general. You get somebody on and they're like, "Well, I know his brother," or "I know that guy. He does this."
Oh,
or, people. I tell you what, jealousy, man.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Good thing. I need to make an intro.
Tim,
I've been thinking about it, but I forget.
my manager, it hasn't made me one yet. He just saves it all for his own show.
I need to go in and start clipping a bunch of stuff.
I can send you some stuff.
It's just drama out there. Drama. I got someone from Colorado on, Naomi. Got someone from California on, Dale. And man, and I know it's came to Arizona. We've had our problems with all the outlaws and all the antis, and it's nonstop. I should have sent this picture to me, but I'll read it. Someone posted it on my. If you go to Arizona Working Dog Alliance on Facebook, somebody from the Cats Aren't Trophies. I think who is that? Carol Baskin, her little posse.
They posted
on
her.
They posted on a mountain lion thing, and someone shared it on my one of my Facebooks, and it said no science exists anywhere to support any claim that Colorado needs to trophy hunt or trap wildcats to manage anything or to solve anything. This is a recreational pleasure activity. It is population management of predators or prey. It is not to sustain or conserve populations of public safe. Hang on, I skipped a line. Sustain or conserve populations of predator prey. It does not make the public safer, and it does not protect pets or livestock or mitigate losses, and it will not produce more deer. Any organization or individual who claims otherwise must be held accountable for the integrity of wildlife science and wildlife protection and goals in Colorado. And on that segue, pow!
No,
There's
there
Naomi Hirsch.
There's someone who can rebuke it.
Oh man!
Oh boy!
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid what these people think about lion hunting, saying that the science. I don't know if you heard that, Naomi, but
no, I didn't.
Someone posted a thing on one of my Facebook pages, and it's that Cats Aren't Trophies group.
Yeah.
Someone posted from it, and just says that science don't exist, and science has nothing to do with conservation. It won't help populations of deer. It won't save your pets. It won't make the public safer. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like they take all of our actual scientific arguments and just turn them around into lies is what they do. They just straight face lie about everything that backs us up scientifically. They'll just either deny it or make up their own story.
Well, that's what they're doing. They're making up their own stories, and they're trying their hardest to make us
They're
sound like
chronic liars. See, and we've all talked to those people that like you meet them with a fact or you meet them with the truth, and they just lie their way out of it. And anyone who knows the truth knows they're lying, but they gain some followers along the way because people don't know any better, unfortunately, and that's what tough.
yeah.
Bunch of touchy feely things.
It is, and we're not thin-skinned people like they are. So we can handle a lot of stuff, but man, they can get under your skin no matter how thick it is. It's just when you see stuff posted like that and you see people, I mean, how they got enough, obviously they check signatures on that.
They did. Yeah. They got enough signatures to get on the ballot. It'll be on the ballot here November 5th. So
where's your hat? You said, "Can I wear my hat?" And you didn't wear your hat.
No, I meant, can I wear that persona?
I was like, I don't care.
I wear a lot of different hats. I wore my UHC t-shirt. I should, I guess, go grab my Sportsman's Alliance hat and throw it on, huh?
Yep. There's a lot of stuff going on over there now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we should talk about something just a little bit softer because Brett's going to get angry.
No, I'm not. I just did that one time.
It's just, it's hard to read these articles that they're writing because it's so just.
Yeah, there's some that they'll have out. I don't know. Maybe this is the one that he got mad about, but it's like written like it's a journalist, like a journal paper, and it has like the heading and everything, and it's written in the context. It tried to make it look like a scientific article is what they did, and it was all just opinion and all just BS and lies.
They flower it up with all the fancy words and everything that I don't have to use. My vocabulary is not that good.
No. Yeah. They don't use a lot of words that start with F or A. Or, yeah. C. Jared.
Yep.
Jared's our lion hunting professional.
I don't know about professional. I just try my.
So what's going on there now, Naomi? Why don't you tell everybody who don't know who you are first?
Okay.
Since you didn't wear your hat. Since you didn't literally wear your hat.
So it's not obvious. I'm Naomi Hirsch. I am the Associate Director of Communications of Sportsman's Alliance, and I sit on the board of United Houndsmen of Colorado and also the board of Colorado Trapper and Predator Hunters Association. So I'm, up to my eyeballs in all of this stuff every day. And
I said I'd like to get Dan Gates on, but man, I bet you he's scrambling.
Yeah. This is the type of stuff that he's still scrambling to do because he needs to get the word out. We've got early voting here in Colorado, so we can mail in our ballots earlier than November 5th. So the clock is ticking as of now. November's not that far away. Oh, September, October, November, and it's early November. So yeah. It's coming down to the wire, so we've got to get our voice out everywhere. One, for fundraising, because we need money to put commercials in front of Denver voters is really what it comes down to. And we just need to get the word out to all of our web connections. Anyone who can vote in Colorado needs to show up.
Why don't you tell us a little bit what happened to get us to this point, because you like a little bit from the start, not super great detail, but kind of what they did, because some people probably still don't know about it.
Unfortunately, yeah. I think Dan gave me a stat, less than half of hunters, like people who have hunting licenses, less than half of them know that this is going to be on the ballot in Colorado. So you're absolutely right. So what this CATS group did, it's an acronym, Cats Aren't Trophies. They started up an organization back in, I think it was September of last year. So I think it's been a year now. And they wanted to put, originally they had trophy hunting in the title. It gets so convoluted. Last time I was talking to you, it was kind of in the midst of that. But what they did is they wrote up a ballot initiative. They wanted to put ban trophy hunting of mountain lions, bobcat, and lynx in Colorado on the ballot. So Coloradans for Responsible Wildlife Management actually went to the title board with a lawyer and got the words trophy hunting thrown out of the title. The reason that was possible is because their definition of trophy hunting that was in the title was all hunting. Their definition of trophy hunting, defined in the title, was purposefully killing, entrapping, chasing anything mountain lions, bobcat, lynx. So the title board actually did say, yeah, it sounds like you're banning all hunting. So that is actually going to be what is on the Colorado ballot, is ban all hunting of mountain lions, bobcat, lynx. So what happened about a week ago now, they actually got enough verified signatures. So the ballot process here in Colorado, you got to go collect signatures. Unfortunately for this style, this type of ballot initiative, they don't need them from all over the state. They can get them all in Denver. So that's pretty much what they did. They got enough signatures. They turned in like 188,000. They needed 124 something. And what the Secretary of State does is take a sample of that, and they sample 4 or 5%. And if that sample reaches a high enough validation rate to match what they turned in, if you're tracking, if you know what I mean. So what happened is they reached a high enough validation rate with that sample. That means they definitely got 124,000 out of that 188 that they turned in that were valid. And that put them on the ballot. So that's where we're at as of a week ago. Now, you caught me right before another event. We have a really cool event coming up, Outdoorsman Days. That'll be in Florence here in Colorado with a bunch of different organizations, and everything's going to that fight.
How is the best way to get the word out to the other hunters? Have y'all found out?
So sharing stuff. If you follow Sportsman's Alliance, we'll alert about it. CRWM, follow the right people and share it a lot. I know, like my page, like my audience might get sick of it, but you got to remember on the back end that boosts that post for them. So if you share it, and if you share it all the time for your audience, it might not matter as much, but for that original post, and you guys know this with your YouTube channels and everything you guys do, it's all about, the analytics in the background. And if you can get people to hit that share button, how much it really means, and how much that video, they put out a lot of really good videos right now, CRWM does. And our posts with Sportsman's Alliance, how much farther those go with hitting share. Other than that, it's just word of mouth. If you talk to 5 people today and reach out and be like, hey, so there's this thing happening in Colorado, and if they do the same thing, that's what they do on the other side. We have people that came to gather signatures from Tennessee, Missouri. Like, these people just literally hopped on a plane, got to Colorado because they think that we shouldn't be able to hunt mountain lions and bobcats. So you give it that equivalent. Are you guys like? I don't want to make it that personal for you guys. It's kind of mean, but like who from Tennessee and Missouri? I know Chris Powell's been in Colorado multiple times. Like, who is it important enough to hop on a plane and get here and support us? Because it's important to people on the other side, and they did it. So
people on the other side are usually kind of
retired.
Well, or liberals and don't really work, and it's hoity-toity mom staying at home.
It's tough. Yeah. Yeah, and they got deep pockets, when it comes to the organizations. So it's an uphill battle. I think it's a battle that we can win, but we just gotta keep the pedal down.
Do you know how much money you guys have earned from Save the Hunt Colorado? Do you know that number?
I know the funding effort is going well. The numbers aren't shared with me, but I know that the CATS organization just put out a email campaign saying that their goal is to raise over $2 million.
Jeez.
So, and they've got people like Wayne Pacelli, the ex-CEO of Humane Society of the United States. I bet he could come up with that, just drop it out of his bank account. So that's what we're facing. So no matter what we have and how well it's going, their budgets, if you look at their budgets, I'm working on an eye on the advice page for Sportsman's Alliance. We're going to start keeping an eye on all of these organizations like Center for Biological Diversity and all of these huge organizations that are just really laundering money is what they're doing. They have billions in offshore accounts, and it's just ridiculous. Our fundraising is going well. That's what they say, but when you got billions in offshore accounts from multiple other organizations, it's like I said, you got to keep the pedal down.
On y'all's website, do you have like talking points that a person could use? Like, because we're content creators.
Yeah.
I mean, there's if there was talking points, there's some things that we could incorporate into some of our videos that, I mean, I just looked up. I mean, I get like 16. I've had like 16,000 views from Colorado.
Yeah.
But it could be something that we could share.
Yeah, I can definitely get some to you. I'm gonna say there's any alert that we send out, even like from Sportsman's Alliance, is gonna have information in there that's good to talk about. It's always good to talk about safety. It is a safety risk to have too many lions.
It'd be nice if, because I mean, the way I would do it, I'd say you guys are idiots if you vote for this or whatever, and that's not how you win people over.
No, no,
So it'd be
unfortunately,
nice
you got to be political, and that's why we have that campaign. We got our stuff together, and we're actually running a campaign to meet their campaign. It's called an issues committee, and they're running polls, and whatever polls the best, they'll turn into commercials, like the whole nine. And it's this entire legal system, and you got to have like organizations that come into it, and money's got to go very specific places, and that's all above my head. But arguing points are going to be on our websites, and we'll push them hard. Anything you see from us is probably, well, I know it's being put out there because a poll said it would do well. So yeah, and I can get you guys some. I have pamphlets. They're in the other room, but I can just share those with you guys as well too.
Do you get the digital copies of them?
I bet I can.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, and then at least you could. The thing that I'd be concerned about the other hunters don't even know about it.
Yeah.
And I would think it would be good to try to share it with more content creators and say, hey, help us out,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a pretty good lineup for Outdoorsman Days. I don't know if you guys want to throw that in the show notes or whatever, however YouTube works. I'm not very techy. I apologize. But it's just outdoorsmandays.com. Let me find it. But yeah, that event is coming up, and there's going to be a lot of content creators there. So I'm pretty kind of excited about that. I know, no matter how you feel about them, they have really big followings. Derek Wolf is going to be there. Cameron Haynes is going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And then the Howl guys are going to be there.
How about Brian Call?
Oh, I don't know.
That's probably you. I know him. You need to go on one of his podcasts. or Dan Gates or someone just
Yeah.
Brian. As a matter of fact, he lives in Colorado. I'm pretty sure. It's called the Gritty Bowman.
Gritty Bowman. Huh.
Yeah, look him up. He's a neat guy.
Yeah, send me his contact. But we've got like Ray Livingston, Mike Costello, Sam Westfall, the Sasquatch Miller guy,
Mountain Man.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people.
Hushin boys.
No, I don't. I mean, that's just the people that are like, like on the poster. I'm not sure who all is going to show up, but those are the ones that were confident enough to advertise, like, I'm going to be there.
Hushin, born and raised outdoors, the hunting public. Those guys all got really big followings in the YouTube world.
Yeah, send me their contacts. I know Dan's probably been on a few of them. He's done like just under 100 podcasts /live /
probably
YouTube
has,
things.
yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, he's probably hit a few of them. But yeah, we're hoping they all come out because it is great content for one, and if you want to look at it that way, but it's a big deal. I mean,
what bothered me is when you said that the hunters don't even know it's going to be on the ballot, and that's just getting the word out to them, I'm sure.
Yeah, because we need them at the polls. We need them to vote, and without every hunter voting, it's going to be a hard sell. So if we don't get someone to drive down the mountain on election day,
and I mean, we've got Chris and I are doing a few things to raise some money coming up. How late is it? I mean, of course, you need the money as soon as possible, but how late is too late, you think?
Oh, you'd have to talk to Dan on that. I know he's buying commercials right now, and they just keep getting more expensive because of just the time frames. If you buy them earlier, they're going to be cheaper. I mean, really anything down to the wire, we could start spending on things like radio ads and things like that. So, you could always use it. The thing is, it's going to be used because that issues committee disappears when the election's over. So it will be used towards that campaign. They're very efficient at that.
So just
I think they talked to him.
Oh. Jimmy John's. Everyone knows who that guy is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He spent $700 and some odd thousand on a mule deer tag.
Yeah.
That's just one guy. I know guys in Nevada that buy mule deer tags for $300,000+. Has anyone thought about contacting someone that has money to blow?
Dan's more connected than I am. He sits in rooms with people that know those people. I don't. I'm not at that stage in my life. But you can throw him suggestions all day. Unless he gets a phone number, it's not going to be helpful.
Yeah. Didn't Jimmy Johns? Didn't he do a deal with Blood Origins? I think it was.
He did.
He was on it. Yeah.
So, and Dan is very well connected with Robbie. So if there was some sort of connection there, I'm sure they've already made it. But
how about the game and fish in Colorado? Do they have to stay neutral, or what's their
They
problem?
got a gag order.
So it's not exactly a gag order. It's and neutral is actually a position as well. So they cannot hold a position on a ballot initiative unless the governor tells them what that position is. So they can't hold against, for, or neutral. They have to say, we do not have an opinion on this measure. And if they have an opinion, it will come straight down from the governor, and the governor tells Colorado Parks and Wildlife what that opinion is. That's the way it's written in statute in Colorado. Unfortunately, other states are different. I know Wyoming can tell the governor to go away.
So that would include the state-paid biologists or the biologists that they can't say anything.
Nope.
Oh, see, here I go getting mad.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Damn
that's
it, Naomi.
That's stupid.
It is stupid because they're saying you can't hold an. Well, they're saying you can't hold an opinion, but
Yep.
Well, you
it's a
can't
fact.
use a professional's opinion,
Yeah,
and that's stupid. You're going to talk
Yeah.
to some fat ass guy on the sidewalk and let him decide what's.
well,
Yeah, I will say our CPW professionals, the ones that have this lion data, they actually are sticking their neck out a bit. They are under fire from the CATS organization for putting together a new East Slope lion plan. They're doing that because it does need updated, and they want data on mountain lions on the East Slope that they don't have currently. And so CATS is skewing that into all sorts of things, like, oh, they're trying to blah, 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 do this and that. And also our fur bearer and predator biologist, Mark Vieira, he actually came to the UHC banquet, the United Houndsman banquet, and answered all the questions to the best of his ability. He had a PowerPoint ready to go. He's there to spread the information, the data that they have, and that's something he can do. And it's something that the CATS organization doesn't want him to do. But that's because they think facts are opinions, and that's not true.
Well, it is. Let me read you this thing again I read earlier you weren't on yet, but it's from CATS. It says no science exists anywhere to support any claim that Colorado needs to trophy hunt or trap wildcats to manage anything or to solve anything. This is a recreational pleasure activity. It is not population management of predators or prey. It is not to sustain or conserve populations of predators or prey. It does not make the public safer, and it does not protect pets or livestock or mitigate losses, and it will not produce more deer. Any organization or individual who claims otherwise must be held accountable for the integrity of wildlife science and wildlife protections and goals in Colorado. So basically, all your science crap is stupid.
Yeah, that's what that says.
And they're right. They are right on one part in that. It will not produce more deer. It's not going to produce more deer, but it will save a few.
It will, yeah, and yeah, it's so sad. Like, to be a biologist, could you imagine like getting your master's degree, even like PhD? You landed this awesome job, and I know some of them. You're out trapping bobcats in the Western Slope, and these people come in with a ballot initiative saying, "We know better than you. You don't know anything. Your life's work is throw it away." Could you imagine that? I'd be heartbroken. I'd be really worried.
I think what's worse is when you are a biologist, you went to school, you spent the last 10, 15, 20 years proving these theories to be facts. Your numbers are there, you have evidence, and they're telling you you're stupid. And some of the states are telling the biologists, no. Let's not say that. Let's not do that. Let's not let anybody perceive what that is, so they're holding them back. There's,
And so on our Instagram page, on the Sportsman's Alliance page, I pulled some clips from the Washington Commission when they just had their meeting about wolves up there, because federally, the eastern side of Washington isn't under federal protection anymore. They're state protected. So they had enough wolves, and their poor biologists got on it, because of course they did the meeting virtually because they didn't want to have it in person because they're scared, in my opinion. But she got on there and said that the Wildlife Fish and Game Department is, they brought forth that the wolves should be threatened instead of endangered. That was their suggestion, to delist. Well, one of the commissioners, Lorna Smith, which Sportsman's Alliance actually has an active lawsuit against, she came out and said, just for a second, she's like, I just want to remind you guys that the governor wrote us a letter asking us to keep the gray wolf listed as endangered in Washington. Well, guess what happened? They're still listed as endangered in Washington. The governor overstepped every biologist with a letter to the commission snuck it in there, and that's what happened. And it happens in Colorado too.
And said, "This is what we're going to do, and this is you're going to do it."
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
do you?
You can go watch that reel on our Instagram page. It's pretty telling. It's ridiculous. Honestly, it made my heart sink a little bit because I was like, okay, how do we battle that?
What do you think would happen if that commission said, "You know what? We're not doing that"? What do you guys think would happen?
They'd lose their money.
Yeah.
Well, they'd either lose funding or they'd all be fired. In the positions that are appointed positions, they'd just be removed and replaced.
Yeah, they're appointed positions. They'd be out of there. So your governor appoints the Colorado Commission and the Washington Commission, most wildlife commissions.
Yeah.
So
it's a slippery slope. It's like not even a slippery slope. It's a cliffhanger. You got about 4 inches of wall to walk across on that. And if you're not holding on to something, which is basically the governor's hand, and if that governor lets go, you're done.
Do you guys? I've totally missed. We're talking about commissioners and everything, right? And appointed.
Yeah, and them saying them making the decision for the commission saying, or the biologist saying, no, you can't do that. We're gonna not do that.
Gotcha. Okay. When you guys were just talking about commissioners, do you guys remember when California lost its bear hunt in 15, 14? With
13.
12.
13?
Yeah, so 2012 is when it was voted on, and it was the last season.
Was it 12 or 14? I got a guy coming on tonight that was
2012, and then 2013 was the first season.
He'll know more about this than anyone then. The California commissioner for hunting came to Arizona, shot a mountain lion in Arizona, kept the mountain lion at his brother's house, the mountain at his brother's house or father's house in Arizona, because you can't take a mountain lion back to California now.
That's been that way since 91, 94.
Yeah. And since he shot that mountain lion in a legal state, did everything legal, he was still removed. And then after that, the bear
they
hunt
removed him and appointed a anti-hunting commissioner.
Yeah. I mean, how the hell do you win?
Well, first of all,
we have to figure that one out right now.
Yeah,
you win by bringing lawsuits. That's something.
How are you guys? How are you planning? Oh, that's another thing you were going to talk about too.
Yeah. So Sportsmen's Alliance has been really good at that. We actually hired 2 people for a litigation team here recently, and that's like the direction that we're going. So we do have an active lawsuit against a commissioner in Washington, Lorna Smith. That one's really interesting because we won it, and then she came back and appealed, and it's kind of stuck, in lawyer limbo right now. But yeah, so the most recent one that we're doing is Sportsmen's Alliance is actually suing the CDC for some rules that they put into place on dog importation from other countries. So starting back on August 1st, it's ridiculous. Any puppy or any dog that comes into the United States has to be 6 months old. And any of you guys, houndsmen, know that you get a puppy at 6 months old, there's so much you've already missed of that dog's life. So this completely shuts down. There's multiple breeders in Canada that sell to United States houndsmen, and they can't anymore. They're shutting their entire operations down because they can't sell puppies anymore to everybody that they used to. It's
after
ridiculous.
That bonding period with the dog.
Exactly. So yeah, as it stands right now, the CDC and Health and Human Services state that the puppy or the dog has to be 6 months old. It has to be microchipped, and then all of your other normal stuff like the shots and things. But microchipped is another thing.
It has to castration or having a female spayed.
I'm not
Contact that.
sure that one. I think they can still be intact, but it's just like 6 months. You have to wait for. I mean, as a breeder, how are you going to hold every dog for 6 months too? That's just not feasible. And it's actually not just for breeders, it's for any hobbyist. So say you and I want to go up to British Columbia on a hunt, we can't bring our dogs back unless they're microchipped. So I think it's ridiculous. we got real mad about it, and we don't like to be pushed around. And I'm pretty proud to work for Sportsman's Alliance because they come around and say, "Wait a minute, let's do something about this." So we put out the intent to sue late last week, and we put in the paperwork today. We are suing the CDC to get this turned around.
Well, thank
What is
you.
their
That's
reason
awesome.
for that? What's the reason for that? Do they
So
have a
their
reason why
reasoning,
they're doing the 6 months?
yeah. So, and it gets in a little bit into the weeds on this part, but pretty much there is places where dog importation is an issue. The adoption agency in this country is kind of crazy. It's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a business. The adoption agencies are just businesses. They're importing dogs from who knows where. And I'm not saying that these dogs don't need help also, but they're being imported illegally. They have all sorts of issues just so people can make it. Last time I tried to adopt a dog when I was like in high school and didn't know any better from a place, it was like $300. So they're businesses. They're flying these dogs in. So yeah, there's an issue, but it's they're handling it with this wide brush, this blanket, putting it over everyone. And it can be similar to like a gun control debate because you're just going to go and say every person who's doing things the right way, anyone who likes to follow laws, you now cannot do this because we have an issue somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's, to my understanding, what they're trying to correct is that adoption agency bringing stuff in. But that's just not the way to go about it. You don't want to hurt the hunter, the houndsman, the
working
hobbyist,
dogs,
the recreator. Yeah.
So I'm sure, of course, they left a loophole for government agencies because they're always going to do that. But it doesn't. If you're not also adding that for the people that are the breeders of those working dogs instead of just the importers of those working dogs, then you're hamstringing your whole country.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Drothars in Germany. There's a bunch of pointers out there, the Hyde Terriers. There's a really big, I don't know if any of you guys run beagles or know anybody who runs beagles, but
Missy
there's a
Fix. Missy
beagle
Fix.
breeder up there also, and she's one of our plaintiffs because yeah, it's just shutting her whole place down. Branco's beagles, but
It's crazy.
yeah.
And I say it all the time, death by 1,000 cuts.
Hey, I mean, at least we're doing something about it, you know. So I'm pretty happy about that, and yeah, we'll continue to push on this ballot initiative thing. Unfortunately, things right now are going the legal direction. It's just how lost is the public in Colorado, and I'm weary about that.
And you can go straight to Sportsman's Alliance and donate. They make it real easy. So I just did that again. And then we're going to raffle off a puppy at our rendezvous. We're going to have 2 of them to raffle off. So
Cool.
Everybody who's listening, get on there and go donate
Sportsman's
some.
Alliance, yeah, our membership's $35 a year. It comes with a year of a Hunt Stand Pro, so it's pretty awesome.
Important thing a lot of people don't understand is if you do the memberships.
Yeah,
like
I'm a member.
I'm part of like the the Bighorn Sheep Foundation. Like the Rocky Mountain Elk. All those rely on that money. Any hound association.
Yeah, and yeah, UHC, our memberships are $50 a year. And like with Sportsman's Alliance, you get so much more than we have a membership magazine that comes out quarterly. And we have a newsletter that you guys can actually get to see what we're doing, like the CDC thing. None of you guys knew it, and I think it's a big story.
Yeah.
The story in Colorado, we were talking about how a lot of hunters don't even know about it. Well, we'll put out alerts, we'll keep you updated. And to me, $35 a year, I'm like, just to stay updated, that, and you don't even have to do that. You can be on our email list for free. But to me, it's worth $35 a year to be a member. For sure.
Cool. Guys, it's Wednesday night. I have to bug out early, so I promised my wife.
He's trying to get out of here for that Californian gets in here.
Yeah, he might not come on if I'm here.
I know.
All right, guys. Thank you.
There he is.
Thanks for
All
what
right.
you're doing.
Yeah,
Good night, Brett.
good to see you. I haven't talked to you yet.
So we'll see you. Thanks, guys.
Hasta luego. See you later, Brett. All right. There's Dale. Dale jumped on us right as he went off.
There you go. I was waiting for him to leave.
He's not that bad. He's just a
We
grouchy
don't
old
blame you.
redhead.
Takes a shot at the Californian as he leaves. That's nice.
He does that a lot, actually. And it's actually not just Californians, it's everybody in general.
There you go. Yeah, I'm nothing special.
So, being a Californian, what do you think of old Colorado, what they're going through right now, Dale?
It's just awful. It just, it gets to the point of a ballot initiative. I mean, bottom line is, I mean, as sportsmen, we are always, can't raise the money that they can raise, the amount of time and effort they put into these things just to force their beliefs onto everybody else, and the BS and the propaganda that they use to get it done. We've fought those battles in California for, forever. So
Yeah.
Being a houndsman, a horse owner, and a small ranch owner in Northern California, I'm 45 minutes from a ski resort, and I've been to the beach all of a handful of times in my life. So I'm not your typical Californian.
It's getting to be that way in Colorado anymore too.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, we're shrinking. I hate to admit it, but we are a dying breed.
Yes. Well, and as the generations get more technology, a lot of people just aren't going out. They're not going out no more. There's people who are dog hunters.
I don't know if we're shrinking, because here, I mean, I see a lot of people getting into it actually, but the unfortunate part is the cities are not stopping their growth. They're growing way more, even if we stay steady. The cities just continue to grow and people continue to migrate to those cities, and even if we continue our numbers, it seems like it's never going to be enough.
Is that me getting their feedback? Is that mine causing that?
I don't know. I was checking that. I think it is yours. There's some like clicking or.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
I'm
know
not
what it
sure.
is. I think it's a speakerphone feeding back on what we're talking. Are you on? What are you on? It's just speakerphone?
Yeah, on an iPhone.
I don't know. Sometimes they do that.
You want to click off,
Howdy's
click back
don't
on, see if it up?
Yeah, let's try that real quick. Might just be connection. It's the California thing, I think.
Yeah.
Every time we get a Californian on, it feeds back.
Yeah. Try to get me on back in a year, and that'll happen the same way. Colorado.
God. I don't know why it's doing it. Rowdy's don't do it, or Jared's.
Yeah. I'm sitting in California right now, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but you don't live there, so maybe that's what it is. I don't know what it's
It's
doing.
true. The virus
Maybe
is, I've been cured.
maybe you don't have his noise cancellation off too. Sometimes that helps. Anyways, money's a big deal. You guys need money. Colorado needs money, and that's what Dan has always talked about. Is he wants $5 million to fight that, and another $5 million to fight somewhere else. And there's enough hunters. There's plenty enough hunters to provide that.
Absolutely. And that's like the frustrating part to me, you know. And he just talks about how many people put in for tags, and it's tens of thousands, and your application fee is $8. Well, say if it was only 10,000 people, $8. If they gave that to CRWM, he'd have 80 grand just like that. Like people put in for tags, and we have. I wish I knew the number, but way more than 10,000 people putting in for tags every year.
Just Colorado alone, it's probably 100,000 people, I bet, non-residents, whether buying tags or just bonus points.
Yeah, and they're not cheap either. And you know, like we talked earlier, those people that'll drop 300 grand on this tag or that tag. I mean, I'm not gonna say that they aren't putting towards a fight, because I know that there are some people chipping in like that. But we need everybody to, otherwise we can't do this. The other side's pockets are so deep that we need to bounce back to them somewhere, and it's gonna take money.
Even if everybody just did, say $5 a month, what's $5? It's that one Starbucks. It's not even a Starbucks coffee. It's like probably a quarter or a half of dang Starbucks nowadays.
Yeah.
So, or a third of what a burger costs. All right, don't get a burger that day after work. Make a frickin' bologna sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the website makes it easy enough. The Save the Hunt Colorado website, and there's a big donate button right there, and maybe just drive by Starbucks next time, and just $5 and hit the donate button instead.
Man, I'm like 300-400 deep. I bought that whiskey. That was $100 by the time it got to me.
I am too. I mean, like people ask me, "Oh, how much did you donate?" I was like, "Well, I bought that whiskey. I've driven myself to all of these events.
Yeah.
And I mean, my gas money at this point's probably more than I want to know about." And I'm a member of all of these organizations. I sit on the board. I drive myself.
Yeah, sitting on the board is more than anybody. That's more than 99.99% of us are doing right there.
Yeah, and organizations like this are willing to open up, and if you're willing to help, they're willing to involve you, whether it be a volunteer opportunity. I mean, Dan's going to need help setting up the stage, setting up all the tables, chairs, you name it, at this event. So there's places that if you don't have the money for a Starbucks coffee that you can't divert, there's places you can help. Just on socials too. A lot of people don't even hit the share button anymore because they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm old news, I'm over it." But
so I noticed the lack of engagement, right? So when it first started, you'd share stuff and you get, out of the 100 or so hunters, you're getting 15 or 18 likes or shares. Now it's lucky to get one.
Yeah.
Same people. You're lucky to get one person liking it, one person sharing it. It's people are just being lazy turds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
When is that event? When is your next event?
Friday and Saturday. Outdoorsman Days. Yeah.
Was that 10th and 11th, right?
The 10th and no, 9th and 10th, I believe. Friday and Saturday. They have a website too, if you can find it. It's pretty. I would just Google Colorado Outdoorsman Days. Outdoorsman with an A.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Colorado Outdoorsman Days. I would text it to you, but last time I tried to mess with my phone while I was doing this, it kicked me off.
ColoradoOutdoorsmanDays.com.
Yeah.
August 9th and 10th.
Yeah. If anybody's in Colorado, you gotta go. I'll be there. There's gonna be a huge lineup of people there. A banquet, auction, the whole nine.
Or unless you're cool like Chris Powell and just drive over there.
Yeah.
Add it there. Let me see. There you go. If you're in Colorado, Outdoorsman Days.com. Go help Dan set up. There'll be a kissing booth with Naomi there too.
Yeah, I'll slide Dan in there. See how that goes.
I don't think he'll make it.
There's rumor of a legitimate like dunk tank, like those tanks of water that you throw the ball. There's rumor that one might be there. I don't know for sure yet. I wish I did. I'd have to update you guys, but we were gonna do like a dunk the houndsman and have houndsman sitting up there, and we were gonna take that thing to Boulder and see how much money we can raise with the hippies in Boulder and be like, all right, $20 to dunk a houndsman.
You need to take it to a cats event and let them give you the money to fight them themselves.
Boulder is pretty much a 24/7 cats event. So that's where we would be.
John said, Chris, you need to get the elk, deer, bird, and trappers to help donate. I don't think those guys understand, and this is what drives me crazy. I hear it 99% of the time for California. It's a waste of time. And I've always said one day California will get their hounds back, and no one believes me. One day they will. You got 80,000 bears. For 2, they say it's not even worth it. You're going to lose anyways. And I'm like, okay, Mr. Elk Hunter or Mr. Deer Hunter.
With
bird
that
hunter,
mentality, you're never going to win.
And you think they're not going to come after you?
And giving up.
Yeah, it's stupid. But if they showed up and they said, poor little birds, that's cheating. You can't have a pointer. Why do you have a pointer? Those are big money guys. And then they're going to be asking the houndsman for help.
Yeah.
You fishermen, you shouldn't be using fishing poles. That's cheating.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be using a muzzle loader that shoots 500 yards. You shouldn't be using a bow that shoots 150 yards. They'll come after those guys when they're bored and they successfully start chopping everything up.
Exactly.
Absolutely. There was already an article saying that mountain lion and bobcat banning the quote trophy hunting of those doesn't go far enough, and they're calling the Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep our state animal, and the black bear, and saying like, why aren't these trophies? Why aren't we trying to support these? And that article ran as an opinion piece in one of the big newspapers here in Colorado. So that's exactly their plan. There's a little bit of foreshadowing there.
You guys aren't even allowed to kill the lynx, right?
No, we're not.
It's federally protected.
Yeah. They did the same in Arizona. You can't kill jaguar. You can't kill lynx. You might as well put leopard on there too.
Yeah.
Or giraffes or rhinos, because you can't kill them anyways.
Yeah.
You're muted. You're muted, Jill. Nope. Did I mute you? No.
Still you muted him because of the crackling.
Yeah, but I didn't mute him. He'll say muted. I think it's his phone now. No, Myron got quiet.
It's that California internet.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might have to. Here, let me remove you and bring you back in.
Again.
I know. Nothing? You're not muted? Huh. I don't know what happened. You might have to log out and log back in. I don't think, still can't hear you. I think California don't want us to hear what he has to say.
Probably. They're probably listening to him and shut him down.
Well, I've been told to be quiet on some stuff too from California, so
yeah,
it'll come out. It'll come out soon. The bad thing is we have to be real quiet about what's going on, because them people, they just go out and say what we're doing, because they got the support. There's more people. What is it? 15% hunting are hunters, only 15% United States. Something drastic.
I'm not sure.
I think it's lower than that.
I think it
13%.
is
Is
too.
that what you're saying, Jared?
3 or 5% of U.S. 3 or 5% of U.S. population are hunters.
That's what I
The
thought.
same
too.
as then
It's
the
still
same is to anti-hunters is 3 to 5%.
yeah.
So 90% of the
heard that
population
number.
has to leave. 90% of the population has no clue what's going on with animals.
Yeah.
Well, 95.
Yeah, that's what
And
I
so
tell my hunter ed students is you got 3 to 5% on either side, and you got 80 to 90% in the middle. And what do those guys do? They vote.
Well, it's like
And
YouTube. It's like YouTube though. A good thumbnail and a good title, you're gonna
Yep.
click on it. And those titles, they gotta watch those titles. You know, here, save wildlife, help conserve all wildlife. They're gonna vote yes on it. Sounds good. They don't read the fine print.
Well, then let's start doing that too.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
say.
And it's all about timing too. Like when United Houndsmen of Colorado got our website up and running, the state that was watching it most was California. And I mean, it's pretty obvious what's happening there. You know, we're getting 50 website views a day, and 41 of them are from Los Angeles. That's a little sketchy. So they are watching everything we're doing
Yeah.
all the time. There's probably one of them here.
What do you think,
Jared.
Dale? Jared's
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised. Like I said, you've got to be so secretive about what you do. You don't know, I said who you can trust and who you can't. So, everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. So, yeah, I'm kind of in the sticks up in the foothills, halfway between Sacramento and Reno, and up out of Grass Valley. So, it's a little sketchy for the internet access. So, it's probably what's going on.
90% of my houndsmen that get on here live in the sticks and barely have internet.
Oh yeah.
They're all holding their phones up.
Yeah.
I've done
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I've got a big rock in the front yard that works real well as a booster. So
Yeah.
So what do you got going on over there in California?
well, we lost our hound hunting for bear and bobcat in 2012, Senate Bill 1221. I went to our Capitol fighting, doing the grassroots lobbying thing at least 20 times. My wife was in there at least 30 times. She in turn ended up joining our Nevada County Board of Fish and Wildlife to work with that. She actually chaired that committee for 4 years. First woman in California to do so. But we lost our hounds at that point. But there is a provision that they left in there to try and get things back, and we're trying to work through that. I've got 3 proposals hitting the commission. I got approval for one of the 3 just this afternoon. The other 2 I should get any time to be able to start up what they call a hound tag program to allow us back in the woods through our commission. So we'll see how it goes. Right now,
So would that be
our
similar
bear
to what's
population-
going on in Idaho for the non-resident houndsman? Just is it a license or a tag like deer tag or pig tag?
No, it's a tag that will allow you to pursue bear, not bobcat, but the bear, through our regular bear season. We've got a really long bear season. It starts with the opening of general deer season, which is normally late September and runs through the last Sunday in December. So like I said, we've got a nice long bear season. When we used to run hounds, it was great, but they once they took that now and they kept the season the same, they kept the quota the same. And the last year we ran hounds, 2012, we took 1,962 bear. Our quota is 1,700. It shuts down. It's the only set we've got that they keep tabs on the bear, tab of the validated, and they will actually send out notices when they feel that they've reached that quota. We had, I think, 2 or 3 years before we actually lost it altogether that they actually shut the season down early. Where we had hit our 1,700 bear, and the last year, like I said, they went 1962 was the take for 2012. So what we're hoping to do is be able to open up the hounds once general deer season closes, which actually works out pretty good. They've got California in their rules. You can't run more than one dog per legal hunter during general deer season. So what we're shooting for is the Monday after the closure of general deer season, which is right about the runs 5 weeks, 6 weekends, at least for our zones here. So it kind of varies from zone to zone, but that'll basically get us in the woods for all of November and December with the hounds. Up until that time, that you can still hunt bear, hunt them any way you can without dogs. At that point, my second proposal is to start a training season that opens up once the closure of general bear season closes, and that run up until the end of February, because after that point, the sows start coming out of their dens with their cubs, and we don't want to have any potential conflicts with our dogs and the cubs and a sow defending her cubs. My understanding is Idaho's had some issues in the past, and we're just trying to alleviate some, foresee some of the potential problems. So that's why it's sold just for the 2 months before the sows come out. According to the new bear management or conservation plan for bear in California, that most of the sows come out March through May. So we're hoping to be out of the woods by that time. And then my third proposal is to do away with the quota altogether, or at least raise the quota. Because if we've got, they figure us for about the numbers they're saying is 65,000 plus bear. They're ranging somewhere between 50 and 81,000. They'll never get that number down if they don't raise that quota. So,
Well,
and we've got bear problems.
The quota's not being met already. So what? There's got to be some other way other than raising the quota. Because if you're not meeting the quota, raising the quota is going to do nothing, I would think. What about like a spring season or something?
Or baiting?
They're
I don't
never happen in
baiting would
California.
never.
Yeah, but if they get your hounds back, they were meeting that quota. So
exactly.
Yeah, but anyway, I got a little guy I gotta go tend to. It was nice meeting you guys. I got a
Nice meeting you,
6-month-old in the other room.
So what can we do to help out Colorado right now?
Hey, go to sportsmansalliance.org, savethehuntcolorado.org, or I think that one's a .com. Either way, CRWM, Sportsman's Alliance. Sign up for those alerts or our newsletter. We send them out weekly, and that way you keep updated on stuff, especially like the big hitters, the CDC stuff, things that we should know about. Sign up.
Well, thanks for coming on and giving us your hour full of Colorado information.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'll be listening here. I want to hear more about this California stuff.
Sounds good. Thanks, Naomi. It's all you now, Dale. It's all you.
Okay.
So there's a possibility, right? There's a possibility.
There's a possibility. Right. We right now we've got the best commission we could ever hope for having this. They're at least they're middle ground. They'll listen to us, not just run us out and give us lip service for the most part. Like you were talking about with the quota, in 8 of the last 11 years that we were allowed to have hounds, we had hit the quota. And the few years we didn't hit the quota was usually because we had weather come in on us, and everybody was snowed out of the high country. Bears in California, they really don't truly hibernate unless you're up over 7,000 or 8,000 feet elevation. They pretty much, they might lay up for a couple of weeks if the weather gets bad, but they'll be back out. Like I said, there's no real any of the lower elevations, anything under about 6,000 feet. There's no real true hibernation that takes place like in other states like Colorado. So the bears are still there and out. And there's no reason. At this point, in Department of Fish and Game, the gentleman I teamed up with, Larry Lane, he works with them quite a bit, and under depredation and just conflict resolution team that they've got, and everybody at Fish and Game is asking. It's been 12 years since we've been in the woods. Like I said, our last year was 2012, and 13 is when it came in effect. So like I said, we've been out of the woods for 11 years, and the current Department of Fish and Game are looking at it, at everybody going, why aren't we using these hounds? It's the only way they're ever going to be able to get close to the numbers. Like I said, every year since we've been out of the woods, they've had 1 year, I think it was 2014, they ran just over 1,400 bear take. Other than that, it's 11 to 1,200 bear every year since 1221 got passed. And they know, even raising the quota. Now there is talk of a second bear tag that might increase the numbers by a couple hundred bears, somewhere in that neighborhood. About 90% of the bear that are taken are just happen to be guys that run into them while deer hunting. And like I said, we're getting to the point here in California where we've got more bear sightings and more bear signs seen than deer sign. It's sad. You go up in the national forest, you just don't see the deer anymore. They're just not there.
Yeah. Well, shoot. I mean, I work in California and live in Nevada, and driving to work, it's nothing to see 2 or 3 bears along the highway. So. I don't know anywhere else in the country that you can drive and see bears from the highway, and not just one bear, but multiple bears in one trip.
They do run. Dogs. They do run dogs on deer, don't they, Dale?
It's legal, but not to do it.
It's legal. There aren't. That's actually how I first got into it when I was a kid. My dad and relatives, we all had deer dogs. Go out and stake out an area and run, have a driver or two come through there with the dogs, and kind of got into it that way. And then in about 84, 85, I got in with some bear hunters here and rolled into the hounds. My grandfather ran hounds here in California 100 years ago, and took some bear, like some old time pictures and whatnot. But it's still legal. Not a lot of guys do it. I probably couldn't name anybody that I know of that run any more with it. So I've taken a few deer years ago, like I said, before I got into the bear hunting in the early 80s off of dogs. It was exciting. It was something pretty neat to do, but like I said, very few people do it anymore. And it's one dog per legal hunter on that. Like I said, so that's why during deer season, we used to always try and go out, but you're limited on your dogs. I mean, you try and take enough guys so you had enough guys to match up with the dogs and everything. So it really wasn't much of an issue at that point. So,
who are you with? Are you with somebody as far as an association? You never really introduced yourself. We just threw you in.
Yeah, I just kind of walked in, walked out, walked back in, and walked out again. So, I'm a lifetime member of California Houndsman Conservation. I'd heard you had Cougar and Lori in on the 24th, I think it was. Yeah. Just finished listening to that podcast this morning and everything. And no, I've known Lori for probably 30 years. I've known Cougar for about 25. I actually had one of the best dogs I've ever owned. I bought from Cougar a couple of years back. I ended up losing to Lyme's disease. In fact, I sent Chris. I sent him a video of the dog treeing a coon and climbed in a tree and an oak tree about 20 feet off the ground and had it treed. So, but I switched over once we lost our bear hunting. I switched over to bobcat not bobcat, fox and coons, and been running them. In fact, I hunt a wildlife area here. It's just a couple of miles from my house. About 12,000 acres. I treated a bear down there about 5-6 years ago, 400-foot elevation, right outside of Marysville, California. And get to the tree, dogs run it and tree it, and 9:30 at night, get there with my 8-year-old grandson and shine it, and here's a 150-pound black bear looking back down on us. So, but yeah, there's no place in California anymore that they're not seeing bear. I mean, any one of these river channels that come out of the mountains and whatnot, it's just a corridor for them. Yeah. They're hard on the lions, and I'm really surprised that, because I don't know if you guys are aware of Proposition 117 that passed in 1990, put lions in California under special species protection.
Yeah, they're a protected species now.
Oh yeah, they're protected species. You can't do anything. Depredation's even an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, so you can't even import, due to that, you can't even import any part of a lion. It's a felony.
No, that is ridiculous. That's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Yeah, one of our commissioners, Pete Rickards, I think his last name was, he got in trouble years ago, supposedly imported one out of Idaho and brought it down here. And then that turned out to big deal. That was what fired up HSUS to come after us on Senate Bill 1221 with Ted Lieu out of Southern California. So,
isn't Lieu the one that got busted for running guns?
One of his relatives did. No, he actually had, my understanding, and take it for what it's worth, rumor wise, supposedly that HSUS were after some of his family members for shark finning. And that was kind of the edge that HSUS backed him, and now he's a member of our U.S. Congress. Has been since he got 1221 passed.
What?
So, yeah. Look up Ted Lieu, California.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Which one was it? Hold on. Which California senator was it that got put in federal prison for gun running? Then it was an Asian guy.
It was an Asian guy. He was actually out of the Bay Area. Ted Lieu was out of Southern California.
Okay.
Yeah, there was another. Yeah, he got him and by a handful of his family got for fully automatic weapons, if I remember right. Yeah, it was pretty ugly.
Yeah.
But yeah, since the passage of Prop 117, like I said, lions are under special protection, 30-year special protection. Well, the bill itself, special protection, is ongoing, but the proposition itself mandated the state of California spend $30 million on habitat acquisition and protection for the lions per year for 30 years.
What?
The money ran out in 2020 because the bill got put in place in
90.
I think he froze up on us.
Sure looks like it.
Right in the middle of a story.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of information. It happens. He'll come back. How much was that a year?
30
million a year?
That's ridiculous.
Only California would do something that ridiculous.
And that was a whole different governor, right? Governor Brown or somebody back then?
That might have been Brown's dad in early 90s. So there's a Brown Senior and Brown Junior. The Brown Junior is called Moonbeam because he was a hippie.
Wasn't he a governor? And there he is. Oh, he went outside.
I had to sit right on top of the rock in the yard. That helps my reception. So
we got a sliver of a picture though.
Yep.
Yeah. So 30 million a year.
30 million a year for 30 years as it was originally written, and then Newsom somehow forced down our throat in a 10-year extension of it.
What are they using the money for?
Habitat acquisition and anything to do with protecting the lions through habitat, all types of things. In fact, we're trying to call for an audit of it to find out exactly what they're spending the money for. But it's
absolutely
a ton of money, unbelievable. I can hear the vacuum running in my wallet right now, sucking up my tax dollars. So.
And those taxes in California are crazy.
Oh, it's insane. It is insane.
Why do you stay in California yourself?
I'm fourth generation from right here. My great grandmother was born right up the road from here in 1874. So I got a ton of family here, 7 grandkids, and it's just I would love to bail. Absolutely love to bail. The problem is you start looking at these other states, and we've looked around all over the West. Every state's got a problem of some sort like this. If they're not there today, they will be there tomorrow. And that's some of the thing like you guys were talking about earlier is this whole premise of the other hunting groups not stepping up. I mean, houndsmen are a low-hanging fruit, you know. We're easy pickings for them. You know, we're limited numbers. We can't get a lot of the deer and elk hunters and stuff. They don't want to spoil us. They don't like to see the hounds in the woods anyways, but they don't understand that just because the target's not on their back today, once I'm gone, it will be. You know, Wayne Purcelli, my mentor and hero, HSU, he said he gave an interview to Full Cry in 1992, and he said point blank, we will take hunting from California species by species, ballot through the ballot box, and there's nothing they're going to be able to do about it. And it's a slow grind, and they slowly pick apart the lead band here in California, the ammo, that was all part of it. It just goes on and on and on. You know, I've always kind of portrayed our hunting as like a bowl of M&Ms. There's 100 M&Ms in there. Yeah, you might take one today and one tomorrow, and sooner or later they'll all be gone. And like I said, once I'm gone, there's nobody. You know, we fight for other groups. We fight for the mining groups, the trapping groups, the bird groups, whoever's having a fight. You know, we step up and donate money and time and effort, and try and support them all we can. And they in turn do, quite a few of them do support us back on our deals. But the problem is that, like I said, is that we're such easy pickings, and it's a divide and conquer from the antis. And I've been fighting this battle for a long time. I just retired. I'm 62 years old. Been doing this for a very long time. And it's like I said, it's just a slow grind, and they every couple of years they get another piece of the puzzle from us. So,
Dale,
and I mean, you guys from the other states, I mean, you've got the same thing grinding on you guys too.
Bart Treed asked, he said, Dale, how is that going to affect those of us that run fox and coon? Will it only apply to people that are getting a permit to run bear? I don't want to run bear or be affected by rules for it. It shouldn't affect nobody.
It's not going to affect anybody. It's solely to allow if you read through Senate Bill 1221, the last line on the first page says that the Fish and Game Commission may establish a hound tag program, and then it goes on from there. Recommended requirements they may have on it, but they're not mandated requirements. So they'll take it. And like I said, I just got the letter today. It'll go before, at least the first one will go before the Fish and Game Commission up in Fortuna on the 14th and 15th of August. It'll be what they call received, meaning they'll take it in and they'll do some homework on it, check with the Department of Fish and Game, go from there with it. It'll actually come out for public comment in the October's meeting, the 9th and 10th. Stay out for public comment until December's meeting, and then go from there. There's several options at that point. They could approve it, roll it over to the Department of Fish and Game for review and recommendation. They could leave it out longer for public input. It all depends on what kind of input they get from the public on it.
Okay, so I got a question about that. How do we get the word out to everybody to go in and comment on that in support of it?
They can go on to California. The commission is still listed under Fish and Game. Our enforcement department, they switched the name to it a couple of years back to Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah, California Department of Fish and Wildlife now, not Fish and Game. Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was from HSUS. That's another propaganda deal to take it away from the game. They wanted the game name out of it because the game means take and means hunt. So
okay, so the comments, is it going to be resident only, or is it going to be all hunters?
All hunters, because anybody can come in from out of state and hunt in California.
Okay, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to start a nationwide, essentially get the vote out kind of thing, so that we can start getting people to do when the comment period opens, like the week before, we need to start prepping people, saying, hey, as of Monday, here's the link, here's what you need to say. Let's overwhelm them, flood them, absolutely. Give them 100,000, 200,000 comments in support.
Absolutely.
Talk to How for Wildlife.
They've already been notified of this.
Perfect.
Okay. I was gonna say, because they have all that stuff set up.
We need to get a hold of Steve Ranella, because everybody listens to him, right?
Yep.
No matter what.
So if we can get Steve to start talking about this in support of it, you know how many? He'd probably get 100,000 people on day one. The first airing.
Can you tell us again what we've had? Quite a few people jump on. Can you tell us again what this is? What's being put through the Game and Fish?
3 separate proposals. The first one is the hound tag program. It's right in, like I said, it's right out of Senate Bill 1221. It's right in their verbiage that the commission may, stress that word may, establish a hound tag program, which will allow us back in the woods with our hounds to pursue bear. The second one is a training season that starts after the closure of bear season. One of the things that California has done, and actually the Bear League up out of the Tahoe Basin, is they're instituted a hazing program. They've used their own dogs. Ann Bryant, the head of that, they recommend using a dog, which kind of goes.
Yeah, I
against
saw
what they
that video right before they
Yeah.
banned me.
Yep. But what they do is their hazing program and our training season. I mean, basically we use the same methods they do is and the conflict resolution team. They do the same thing. Run and tree these bears, scare the daylights out of them with the dogs, because they are. I mean, it's the only way that we put them up is a tree. I mean, my 4 or 5 different 50-pound dogs against a 400-pound bear. I mean, we're running a big bluff by treeing them in the first place. They're scared to death of them though. So we put them up in the tree, scare them with that. Then 5 or 6 stinky houndsmen come rolling in there, smelling like humans. Snap some pictures, leash up our dogs, and get out of there. And it leaves an imprint on these animals. They're smart animals. They figure this stuff out. They're apex predators, and that's the same type of hazing, like I said, that the Fish and Wildlife uses, that Ann Bryant up there with the Bear League uses. So, by us having a training season, we can actually work on the bear and give them the fear of man and the fear of dog, because that's going to be the healthiest thing for the bear population is a good fear of man. And, by getting them, afraid of the dogs, anybody that's got the guard dogs for their livestock or around their homes that these bears are just terrorizing, they'll be able to have a deterrent to keep the bear out of, from breaking into their houses. The house up in Lake Tahoe, I worked for a grading and paving contractor with several contracts up around the Tahoe area. Every one of the houses up there, these multi-million-dollar so-called cabins they have a company come in and put a hot wire around the base of the doors, base of the windows. And,
my brother's got one in his cabin up there.
Oh yeah, they
it's
work
like
great.
20,000 volts.
Yeah, knocks the hell out of them.
Isn't that a bear sanctuary area due to?
So within a mile of the lakeshore, the Tahoe
Right.
Basin.
Yep.
That's crazy, and they don't care. They break into their houses still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They still break into houses.
So I think I told this story once, but my brother had his cabin broken into. Was it 2018? The May 2018, I want to say. And
they're gentle when they do that.
Yeah. He went through his front door, pushed a hole through the front door.
Yep.
And so he was there that day while he cleaned it up, right? So he got there, bought cleaning supplies, had his ice chest in the bed of his truck. From the time he got out of the truck, grabbed a load of groceries, grabbed some of the food out of the ice chest, walked into his cabin, and it's less than 20 yards from the door to the bed of the truck, from the cabin door. Goes inside, sets his groceries down, turns around, comes back out, sees a bear ass go bailing over the side of his truck bed, gets over there, and had grabbed a tri-tip and a 1 pound block of cheese that was sitting on top of the ice.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. We had, I was working up there years ago. We had a contract, $18 million contract to rehab the road from Tahoe City to Squaw Valley along the Truckee River to keep the lake blue. Keep Tahoe blue. Bill Clinton and Al Gore money. $18 million.
All the roads up there are horrible.
Oh, yeah, it was awful. I'd get a call from my flaggers all the time. I was superintendent up there. I get a call from the flaggers. Hey, I got a bear coming in tonight. We were working nights the first year up there. And I'd come up there and they'd get in the pickup and I'd go out there, throw rocks at the bear and get it out of there. But they were unbelievable, the amount of bear damage and everything up there. It was just over the top, just unreal.
Do you guys follow, like, it's called Matt's Off-Road Recovery, more out of southern Utah?
Yeah, where that bear came in and got into his car a couple times.
So they had rented a Airbnb or whatever at in Tahoe. So they had left some chips or whatever, a bag of food in the front seat floorboard, passenger side. and about 150, 200-pound bear opened up the driver door, used the handle, got in there and got into the food. And they got into like two of the vehicles, I want to say, but ate all the food in the one vehicle.
Oh yeah, they're so smart. They figured out how to open the doors with their lips. If it's not locked, they will open a pickup door. One of our foremen was staying up there, had a trailer up there at Incline Village, and or right by Squaw Valley, and had a full case of Monster drinks. A sow and 2 cubs got in the back, cracked them all open, and licked every drop of it up.
Wow.
I don't know what kind of shape they were in, but I know I can't handle more than one of those things at a time. So they had to be buzzing for a while.
Like cocaine bear.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we've heard stories of, you know, the kids will drop French fries down between the seats in the back seat of the car, and a bear will rip the door off to get at 4 French fries underneath the seat. Their nose is just so sensitive.
Yep.
So, but no, and there, like I said, there's no place in California you can that doesn't have some sort of bear problem. I've got 2 within a mile of my place. I'm at a 1,500-foot elevation, and I've got 2 right now. I don't know, they might have expired by now, but the Wildlife Services trapper had 2 depredation permits issued within a mile of my place for the bears getting after somebody's sheep. And like I said, there's no place that aren't bears around. My neighbors have had garbage cans hit. Like I said, and I'm at 1,500-foot elevation. It's 102 degrees out here today at my place right now. And it's just like I said,
I'm not far from you right now.
Yeah. So no, it's crazy, and it's just getting worse. So every time you turn around, we had that woman up in the town of Downeyville, which is about 30 miles up in the mountains from here, that supposedly, what the rumor is that she was actually feeding the bear, and several of them, they ended up taking, the sheriff had enough up there. He ended up taking the bear, and now I've heard now that they have actually taken 2 others, that it wasn't just the one bear, but the bear broke in, killed the woman, and was feeding on her. So it was a nice thought.
I think they talked about this, and it was the Game and Fish weren't going to kill it because they thought it was the wrong bear, and the sheriff said, no, it is the right bear. And then the sheriff ended up killing it, and it was the right bear.
Yeah, they DNA tested it, yeah.
You know, and we had a guy killed here in Arizona, you know, by a bear, and I think he was feeding it too. Yeah. You know, they're animals.
Even if they're feeding it, I mean, and they're somewhat to cause for the problem with it, it still happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's a bad deal that the bears can be habituated like that. I mean, up there in Tahoe, you go through, everybody's got the bear boxes for their garbage cans, no bird feeders, barbecues, nothing, no dog food or anything out, and the bears are still a problem breaking into. They know what a refrigerator looks like and how to operate it.
Well,
it's like that bear.
They can smell what you have inside the refrigerator from outside of your house.
Yep.
Well, it's like that bear that goes into that convenience store and gets a Snickers bar or box and walks out.
Yeah. Oh, that was up in Tahoe. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And they think it's funny and cute. Like, oh,
yeah,
look, you know.
So, oh, yeah, they do that up there when the bears show up down at the lake during the day. As everybody's looking at, you know, they're more interested in taking pictures, like down in Yosemite. Is that, you know, they're trying to, or like Yellowstone with a bison and whatnot. Is that, oh, they're cute, pretty animal. Let's get a selfie with this in the background.
Yeah.
So you understand that bear's got it's top of the food chain, and you're in the middle of it somewhere.
Yeah.
They just don't get it.
They don't 100%. They'll walk up to it with taking a selfie and try to be like right up in it, like shoulder to shoulder, literally shoulder to shoulder.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You know, Bart Tree just put, oh, here we go. Everyone that hates Cali is excited about coming here to chase our bear. And that's absolutely 100% true. All those people that hates Californians, and they're going to all be over there. You know, and I've said one day Cali will get the dogs back. And everybody says, you're stupid. It'll never happen. It's a waste of time. But they're not going to have a choice.
No. They've got no other avenue to try and deal with this problem. And I mean, the bear population has, according to their estimates, has tripled in 12 years.
Yeah.
Give
Isn't
it
that
another
amazing?
12 years.
Tripled.
You want to talk about
Isn't that a
compounding?
coincidence?
Yeah.
Well, and
What
you
a
start
coincidence.
yeah,
I think
you
it's
start
direct
running the
reflection.
numbers out. You start running the numbers out. Is it, man? I listed right in my proposal. Is that they felt that in 2012 when they shut us down that we had somewhere between 20 and 25,000 bear, and the numbers are rough on it. But you start running those numbers out over the time frame, you hit right around that 65, 70,000 bears for the state. So I can't imagine once it gets opened up the amount of big bears that are going to be taken.
It's a new world record.
Oh yeah.
I was just talking to a guy that I've been working with. I think the old state record or maybe his old world record came from right where he lives because the avocado trees out there that they grow on the coast.
Oh yeah.
I want to.
I bet.
Maybe it was Ventura, Santa Maria, Ventura, something like that.
Could have been a lot of them out of the Bakersfield area and all down through that area.
Yeah.
I bet.
When California had those really bad fires in 2018, I was bear hunting in Nevada, and I took 4 guys out that year, and we didn't kill a bear under 19 inches.
Yep.
Yeah.
The biggest, and that's all the bears coming out of California. We killed one that was 21 and 9/16 was the biggest one I killed that year.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
just
don't doubt it a bit.
ridiculous.
And they're all every one of them will DNA check back to California.
Oh, absolutely. We were right next to the sisters. On the Nevada side of the sisters. The 3 sisters.
Right. Oh yeah. They're so thick down that country. In fact, I went with a friend of mine down out of Gardnerville, south of there, and a couple of years ago on a lion hunt, and we had a little bit of snow, a little skip of snow going and stuff, and we saw 6 different bear tracks that we could have ran and found one old lion track, and that was it. And this friend of mine, he goes, yes, they're just absolutely overrun down in that country. Down, we're just north of Topaz Lake, and it was just unbelievable the amount of bear tracks and everything down there. He goes, yeah, it's every year it's gotten worse. His sister lived over there, and he'd been hunting over there for a couple of years. So, but
and they have they have to do something now. You're like 80,000 bears. Even if you're low number 40,000 bears, you're still going to have 10,000 born next year, 5,000, even just 5,000.
Yep. Yeah, they figure us for about 1.6 cubs per litter that make it survival. Sow breed, they say 4 years of sow breed. So, I mean, we're looking at 12 years out. So you're moving into the 3rd generation of breeding sows right now from the time they took the bear hunting from us. So, like I said, the problem just compounds as the sows come of age.
Yeah.
Stacking up like cockroaches.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It takes even if you opened a season all year and let them bait and you let them have 2 tags, it's going to take you a while to get that down to a manageable number.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, and the thing is, and I'm one of them. I started bear hunting in about 84, 85, somewhere in there. Got my own first dogs in 1990. Went with a bunch of friends of mine. I took in 1987. I took my one and only bear. I got a 6-foot rug in a box in a closet. Wife and I ate the bear, and it was all right. She didn't care for it, so I haven't bothered to shoot another one. I'm a houndsman, period. I do it for the dogs. I ran three years without even getting a hunting license here in California because I didn't need one for what I was doing. I got checked by Fish and Game. I get checked once or twice a year. Got a good rapport with the Department of Fish and Game or Fish and Wildlife, and it's all good. And the last couple of years I've gone ahead and gotten one just to kind of add to the support of the state to do it. But for what I do, I don't take a gun. I don't I'm not in it to kill anything. I treated 62 coons last year and a handful of fox, and having a time of my life doing it. But once we get our bear back, I'll be doing both. But I've got no ambition to take another bear. Anybody that wants to go with me, they're more than happy to take them. My dad took 3 of them off of my dogs over the years, and I've had a handful of others that have come and taken them. I'm all over it. I'm not against it. It's just not what I want to do. You know, the work starts when you pull the trigger.
I killed my first bear in 2010, and I haven't killed one since. It was the first one I got for my dogs. A little 140, 150 pound bear, but I like to burn everybody else's tags up.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I burn a tag, and then I got to deal with fishing game because I'm out in the woods with my dogs when I still want to hunt till the end of the season. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds very promising. Hopefully, it all works out. I mean, if the verbiage is there and the opportunity is there, you might as well take advantage of it.
Absolutely. We will never see a better chance with the commission we've got right now because they are so understanding and middle of the road. They're not on our side, but they're not on their side, which is the best we could hope for. Fish and game, or Fish and Wildlife, they want us back in the woods. They understand the problem that they've got and the fact that they can't do anything about it. The only other way to try and get this back is through our legislature. And we had such a mess of going through when we lost 1221. They had about 80% of our state lawmakers that were Democrats in every committee. It went through 4 different committees plus the full Senate and the full Assembly in order to get it passed. And HSU has only had to convince a handful of people in each one of these committees. We had one committee through the Assembly, what was it? It was Lands and Wildlife Committee, I think it was, something along those lines, that 14 of the 17 members were out of the LA Basin that were managing our wildlife for the state of California. One of the members, his district was only 9 blocks in size because of the population down there. And yet they're telling us how to live our lives when we've got bears in our yard and telling us what we can and cannot do. It's ridiculous.
They packed the court.
Our capital hasn't changed. Every one of those committees are still 75, 80% Democrats. And you hate to get political on it, but it is what it is. And nothing has changed down there. And bottom line, I mean, do you think that Gavin Newsom is going to sign something for us hunters?
No,
not a chance.
So when is he up for re-election?
His current term runs out in 2026, and I believe he terms out. So, but they'll have another talking head replace him. So,
yeah,
we just as Republican conservatives in California, we just don't hardly stand a chance. So sad to say, and I hate to sound
you
like
never know,
but I'm also a realist. So
yeah, people get sick of stuff. You never know.
Oh, they do. But
I always said that California is going to flip one day because they're not going to have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be so ran down. They're not going to have a choice.
Oh yeah,
it's going to take a few more years. All the conservatives are still fleeing. All the taxpayers are leaving.
Yeah.
Well, California, just saw a stat here the other day. California's got 30% of all the homeless in the nation.
Yeah.
30% in one
I
state.
heard it was 4 or 5 years ago, but already like 60% or 58 or 60% of the state was already on government subsidies, whether it was WIC, whether it was welfare, whether it was, Section 8 housing, some kind of government subsidies.
Yep.
Can I identify my house as Section 8 and not pay for it?
There you go. There you go.
Identify as Section 8. You live in it. You pay $800 rent, but get $1,600 from the government.
When I see people on welfare get $10,000 back,
right?
I don't know why I'm paying
a dime, but they're getting 10 grand back.
Yeah. Free medical, free food.
Free. Wait a minute. That's the sound my wallet makes. It's free.
It's not free. It's from us. It's free to them.
Yeah, exactly. I paid my taxes.
And everybody says government money, government subsidies. It's not. It's American subsidies.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Us taxpayers.
That's right.
I think the problem too is people don't like to talk about
vacuum sound that comes out of your wallet when you open it up.
Yeah. People don't like to talk about politics, but in the end, that's what's controlling this all. You have to be, or have to donate $10 a month to somebody that can go and do the politics. And that's I've kind of preached that too, to donating to Colorado, because Dan Gates is kind of like, I want $10 million because I don't want to stop in Colorado. I want to keep going to the next state. I want to follow them around.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, and that's what we need. We need somebody that when they show up, the antis are scared of it. They're scared of him. You know,
Yeah.
just like when you say, "Oh man, Jesus is coming to town," you know they have money.
Yeah.
You know, but you
So
know
you got to hit those sheep societies, man. Like Nevada Bighorns Unlimited. I talk to those. I still talk to those guys all the time about Nevada. And when 2 years ago, when they tried taking the bear hunt away with dogs, they stood up. I mean, and they're for bighorn sheep, but they know the next step is going to be they're going to come take lions, and that's really going to hurt those sheep.
Yep.
And so you hit, like, not to say anything about, I don't know where I was going with that, but sheep hunters always have money. They're sheep hunters.
Yeah. They're businessmen. They've
I
got
mean,
money.
Yeah, the Fallon department for Nevada Bighorns Unlimited did an auction tag for a California tag, and it got like $70,000, and that's in Fallon. 10,000 people live there.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is all those people that spend that money on those, they also spend that $10,000-$12,000 on a lion.
Yeah.
And I don't understand is why that same auctions, and that's why I think everybody needs to work together, because we should be doing lion hunts and raffling those off there and giving money to people like Save the Hunt Colorado.
I'm doing well. I don't know where this money's going, but I'm with SCI. I think this weekend I just raffled a hunt off for SCI.
Awesome.
One of your lion hunts?
Yeah.
When is that going to be?
I think the auction's on Saturday. I don't
No,
know.
like when are you going to do the hunt? Do you
No
know?
clue. I just told them because it's 2-person, 10 days, and just cut my profit margins in half, and I donated anything that they bid on. It goes back to SCI.
Gotcha.
And they're allowed to split up the 10 days. So whatever works for them.
Nice.
Cool deal.
Yeah.
I'll come down and cook for you and help you out.
Sounds good.
I got some bottled meat I gotta get rid of.
Oh boy. Good old 13-year-old bear.
2010. I think I still have some.
15.
No. I think I ate all my 2010 bear. So.
But that's the big thing is you got to hit those high dollar guys. And houndsmen know people with money. Half the houndsmen now are guides. Half of us are guides now.
That they don't have the money, but they know people they're selling hound hunts for $9,000 for 5 days.
I just saw a guy put up Tom only. I think it's a 14-day hunt or 10-day hunt. Tom only, fully lodging, like cabin, immaculate, food, everything's covered, snow hunt. It's $17,500.
Jesus, for a snow hunt?
Yeah, $17,500 for a lion hunt. I showed it to my wife, and she's like, "You got to be kidding me, huh?"
In Arizona?
What state?
No, New Mexico.
Huh.
I mean, people pay it.
They do pay it.
I don't get those people.
You think?
It's all about where you're marketing your hunt at, though.
I stay in the blue collar realm. I don't like. I keep my prices pretty low. I stay with the blue collar guys because if I have to wipe noses, I get really pissed really fast when we have a dog treat and we got to get there.
Yeah.
I get really mad when everyone starts walking real slow.
Yeah, I think Dale got kicked off.
Yeah.
His interwebs went bad again.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
I think we really need to get on board with what Dale's got going. If they can get that whatever he's got going, if it gets implemented and they do a common period through California Fish and Wildlife. We need to get organized and let everyone
Yes.
know, like a week ahead of time. Hey, this is what's going on. As of Monday, say 8 a.m., whatever, as soon as comment period opens, it's going to be open for, X amount of days. We need 100,000 pro hunt
Just
comments.
like what happened in Nevada this year with the Reno Tribune or whatever it was. What's the Reno newspaper or news called?
I don't know.
But remember they had that bear poll for like 2 weeks?
Yeah. It was like 30,000, 90%.
30,000,
for
30,000 votes went into it. 76% were for the bear hunt.
Yeah.
And that literally was because some guy posted on Nevada Big Game Hunter or something on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it blew up like wildfire after that.
Yeah.
Because all he did was post the link, and it was the easiest link there is. I mean, you post the link and you say your vote. That's it. It took 10 seconds to do.
Yep.
I think some of these, like your public comments, and some of those, I don't think all the emails are exactly read.
No. And I think most of them, they say if they read when you send your comment, you don't want to just go on that junction, or I'm not very good at talking internet wise, but on that
Yeah, so the
whatever with
comment,
that
wherever you
pre-made
go to make
comment.
the comment and you email it, if
Yeah.
if you're using that copy paste stuff, they're just gonna say, yeah, whatever. If you're the
Yeah.
one that does a custom comment,
Email.
right?
Yeah,
Says, hey, I'm so and so. This is where I'm from. This is I'm a houndsman from Arizona. I'm a houndsman from Nevada. I would really like to come over there. I used to live in California. I left California because you guys took away hound hunting for bears, and
Yeah.
I'm in support of this. Whatever,
Yes.
There's a lot of people that as soon as they said no, they left.
Yeah.
So, and I think if they pass that, there's a lot of people that would probably head back that way.
There would be, yeah.
If I'm already looking at buying property again in Nevada, I'm not leaving Arizona, but I like Nevada too. If California opens up a lion hunt before I die,
I'll be in it.
I am taking. I'll go bankrupt
I'll
because
be
I'm gonna have a blast.
Wife, you're gonna have to work 2 jobs.
Yeah, like I ain't
or
coming
get
back.
another husband.
I'm gonna go to the Inyos and I'm gonna hunt my ass off.
I wouldn't. No, you won't. The Inyos is.
I love
That's
them.
pretty much winter range for all the east side of the Sierra Nevadas. If you want a bear, if you want a lion, you would want to be on the west side up in the Sierra Nevadas.
I don't like tall trees, Rowdy. That's why I moved down here. That's why I
Oh
saved the
God,
desert.
I love tall trees.
But it would be just outside of towns because that's where the highest populations of deer are. Right, they're up against the cities, and it's specifically in the the mother lode area, meaning all the mining towns from the 1800s. That has got I think the densest population of lions in the state.
Oh, I believe it.
So,
I just like the Inyos because they're rocky as hell and have short trees.
You're not wrong there.
I don't have a dog that could locate, probably.
You and me
You'd
both,
be surprised. Man. They will.
You and me both.
Got to run some bear. They know how to locate.
The tallest tree I've ever treated a lion in is about 30 feet, 20 feet.
San Luis Obispo County says not enough bears to open hunting. What's Robert Thompson talking about right there? I don't know. What's he referencing?
What's Slow County?
San Luis Obispo. So it's out along the coast.
Can you not hunt over there?
That's what I'm saying, or I'm asking about. I don't know. I don't hunt the coast range. So that's what we call the A zone. Yeah, Tim, exactly. That's exactly where the food is. But
I just hate tall trees. Quit hanging on me.
the like around Tahoe, right? So north of Tahoe, Quincy area, that's got a pretty good deer herd in there too. Now that the Dixie Fire was in there 3 years ago, the deer
Well,
pop, all
Bishop
that
had that
feed's going
giant
back.
deer herd, didn't it? Well, it
Where
died off. Bishop
we're
had
at
that giant Bishop, California. They had
Bishop.
that. They had that giant deer herd of I don't know how many deer, but it's hurt now because 300 and some off of them went off a ledge in a blizzard.
Oh, I didn't hear anything about it.
Oh, this is back 2016, 2017. They were coming through a mountain pass. The herd was,
Huh.
and one deer went over a ledge. Then the rest of them went like 300 and some odd deer died.
Wow.
I
Just
didn't hear
flat.
anything about it. I know
Flat.
Bishop is the winter range. That whole Owens Valley is the
Mm-hmm.
winter range for freaking probably 45 to 50% of the Sierra Nevadas,
Yep. My
especially from like probably Mammoth down to, I wouldn't say Lone Pine because Lone Pine's pretty far down, but maybe well, it's just that the whole valley ends up being the winter range because that's
yeah.
the least
Well,
amount of snow in the area.
then you got them rolling hills right outside of Benton with them cedar trees, or not
Yep.
cedar, but the PJs and all that stuff.
Yep.
That's where Charlie Tant used to run his ass off. That's a cool guy you guys need to read into is Charlie Tant. He's another
Well,
Ben.
Steve Mathis was hunted that too because he was
Yep.
the state trapper up into the '60s when they closed the program down. He
Yeah.
talks about in his book Brave about being over there in Benton and treeing a female and her two yearlings, then kills the yearlings. But before he gets her killed, she jumps out and goes taking off, running down the wash, turns a
Yeah.
corner, goes into a cave. He ends up going there and killing her, but then the cave collapses on him and he has to dig his way out.
Oh
As soon as he
shit.
gets out, it collapses again. And he left
Oh,
his knife inside the cave.
He got an
there's
evacuation. Dale got an evacuation notice for a fire right next to him.
oh
So
shit.
yeah, he said he had to go.
Shoot.
But
Yeah. So I've been working the park fires. Now last I heard is like the fourth largest in state history. 400 and something. It was last I heard is 414 or 413,000 acres. So I'm on
man,
my
now you
day
guys
off
got me
right
all
now.
excited talking about Steve Mathis and Charlie Tant and everything. I love that country.
Yeah.
Charlie Tant's my hero. He ran them Walker dogs on foot down there. And
Yeah.
he always made fun of everyone saying he called them short running dogs. He's like, your dogs are just short running dogs. You only trail a lion for a day and then quit it. He bragged that bloodline up like you wouldn't believe, and how his dogs would go for days. And then
Where'd it come from?
he lived in Benton, California, right on the Nevada California border, and there's a bunch of hot springs and everything down there. And then he used to say, come springtime, he'd come down out of the mountains and you knew which hot springs he hit because there'd be a bunch of newspapers in it. Because he was poor. He was poor as dirt. I mean, he ate what he caught. And
Yeah.
he didn't have any good clothes, so he'd stuff his clothes with newspapers for insulation in the winter.
Oof. That's poor.
Yeah. But he was a lion hunting son of a gun. He used to hunt with Ben Lilly and everything. Ben Lilly taught him everything he knew, and then he went to California and started hunting.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
California used to be the mecca of hunting. Now it's not. It's the
It still is. It's just you can't hunt it. I
yeah,
mean
you
that
definitely can't.
if they open
No,
that up, I don't
if
know if I'd go to California because I just
if
don't.
California was managed correctly, it would be the best state to hunt in the
It
U.S.
it'd be like the reservation. It'd be
So
big
we've
Yeah.
we've
money.
literally got almost every single big game animal in the nation is in California. I think the only thing we don't have is like mountain goats. So
Yep.
we got all four of the big sheep, except for wait, no, I don't think that we don't have like
You don't have
Gaul
Rocky.
and stone sheep. We have all the bighorns.
You guys
We
don't have
have
Rocky in California, do you? It's just deserts.
the California bighorn. I want to say there's Rocky Mountain bighorn, but they're not hunted. It's just a
Oh,
small
okay.
population. My brother knows all about that. He's into the Foundation for North American Wild Sheep. He's like I don't know if he's a president, but he's a chapter member for sure, and he does all
Yep.
the guzzler maintenance and stuff. Um, but I mean, Rocky Mountain elk,
Yep.
Roosevelt elk, Thule elk, What's the other one? Rocky Mountain, Tule, Roosevelt.
I don't know. I think
Yeah,
that's all there is for elk.
I thought there was 4
I don't know.
subspecies of elk.
All I would care about is I would love to go hunting bear in Cali. My cousin lives in Walker, and he
Yeah,
says there's more bear hit on the freeway than you see anywhere else.
yeah.
There's so many bear.
Dude, I've seen bears hit on the road in Nevada,
Yeah.
around Walker Lake, Nevada.
Only
Yeah.
800. There's only 800 in Nevada.
Oh gosh, no, there's more than that.
How much you think's in Nevada?
Dude,
There's a few
so-
thousand.
I bet there's 1,500, 2,000. Yeah.
The crazy part is they've seen bears. Well, they caught a bear in Lamoille Canyon. That's by Elko. They have
Yeah.
bear. They found bear tracks in Austin.
Really?
That's central to the state. They literally have bear sign. They had bear sign in 17.
You have
Really?
80,000 bear in one area, one part. Like there, if you did
Yeah.
the square
overflow is
miles,
huge.
if you did the square mileage per bear,
It's only in like 40% of the state, so 80,000 and 40%. I don't want to say it's like 1.8 million square miles in California or something like that. So
Yeah.
40% of that would be what, about 800,000 square miles.
yeah. So they're crowded.
Oh
Yeah.
man, they're on top of each other. You could make a pack of bear dogs pretty quick.
I've got
Yeah.
pictures of a yearling sow that was about 100 pounds that a big board killed and ate, and that was years ago.
Those Californians would hate Arizonans, New Mexicans, Nevadans, everybody, just like we hate California. They would slash your tires because oh man, it'd be fights.
All the hunters.
You would have fights at the trees because of everybody talks so much shit about Californians.
You know what? But Californians deserve it. They've ruined everything that they put their hands on.
Everything.
It's because they don't vote. The conservatives don't vote. They just, hey, well, it don't matter anyways. Your vote don't count.
Yeah.
They don't count because your ass ain't
The
out voting.
shitty part about California.
That's the same thing they're doing in Arizona.
Yeah.
The same thing.
The shitty
same
part
mentality
about Californians and Democrats and liberals and tree huggers and everything is
their asses are out voting.
Well, yeah, that's really bad, but they're run 100% off feelings.
That they do,
And
but their asses are voting, and they know it works.
The road to
And
hell's always
conservatives
been
aren't.
paved with good. The road to hell has always been paved with good intentions.
Yeah.
This is
Every
what
time.
let me tell you something about, and I'll probably play the devil's advocate here, is those tree huggers and those they got balls, because they'll walk into a room with a bunch of hunters. They'll go out and stand on the street corners. They'll take that time. They have the energy to do it. They have the drive and the ambition to destroy us.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. We don't. We're busy working. We're busy making excuses. You know,
lots of excuses.
Like Naomi said, they're coming from Tennessee to hand out flyers to get signatures.
They spent $600 of their own money to go get signatures on plane tickets.
Yeah, plus hotel.
And these jackwagons that want to call themselves hunters won't even donate $10.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's what drives me crazy. And Josh is right. There's a lot of if they would destroy.
Well, ain't none of them Republicans voting, Josh. That's the problem.
Not enough.
Yeah.
If they would destroy California if they chopped that in half and made Jefferson. That's why it will never happen. Because California would go underwater.
Yeah.
That's where all the taxes come from.
That's a fact. That is a fact. They know how to play the system. Them antis, and they got the money.
Yeah.
Because
we need to figure it the F out. Learn how to work the system too.
The
I've
shitty
always
part
said
about conservatives is I'm the same way. I just want to be left the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're not. And so we need to fight back.
You know,
No,
and we've always had that mentality of if I hide, don't say a damn thing. No one knows I'm here.
Yeah.
This is true as
And
well. This is true as well. It's the illegals that get to vote too, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous in my book.
did you
Yeah.
see how many illegals got arrested? I think it was in Pima County, not the whole state, in the month of like March or April in Tucson. Like
That's the
400.
ones that, yeah, that's the ones that got caught.
Yeah, the ones got caught. 400 illegals got arrested in Pima County in a month.
Yeah.
And
Like
that's only
15 of them
10%.
were murders, and like 15 or 100 of them were murders or rapes. Like
Yeah.
some of them, you know, were DUI, drunken and disorderly, and stupid shit. But like, come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah. In one county.
in one county. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
we're right next to the border, but
It
we're
doesn't matter.
Pima-
It's literally just one county.
You
And
shouldn't
that's
be doing nothing in that county if you're coming over illegal. You should be waiting till you get like to another state.
yeah. Where you already
Get
have
out.
your social security, you already have your fake social security number.
not fake, just stolen. Because we had
Yeah.
some illegals steal my wife's a couple
My
years
son.
ago.
My son was 6 years old working at Applebee's in Phoenix.
Yeah. My wife was living in Salt Lake City, Utah. Her name was like freaking Marie something or another. Marie Gonzalez or something.
She should
When
have
I
ran
was
with it.
when I was a kid growing up in South Dakota, there was this giant dairy about 15 miles away, and they had a giant bust of illegals up there on the dairy. Like 60 of,
Weird.
60 of the workers all had the same social security number.
Why is this one person paying $300,000 in taxes?
Right?
Yep. As long as the taxes get paid, they didn't care.
Yep.
There's a lot going on. California. I'm glad to see that there is somebody in California
It's still
that
fighting.
is
Yeah.
still fighting. You know, everybody, you know, Brett gets mad about it and says brainwashed, but I think people, it's just like a relationship. You get tired of getting beat so much that you leave the relationship instead of working on it. You know,
Yeah.
when you get beat down, whether it's physical or mental, and I think you got to remember this has been happening since the 60s. You know, the
Yeah.
lion thing, they beat him down with that. And then, you know, and then the wife or the husband went back into that abusive relationship and they got their ass kicked again, you know,
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
30 years later. And
Yeah.
we talk about California, but what is Oregon and Washington doing about it? What are those guys? They're not even
You know,
doing nothing.
Oregon,
Nothing.
no, when them hippies got killed in Oregon, them two, in 2018, 2017,
Yeah.
It was a step in the right direction. It didn't happen, but they were going to implement a hound hunt for 32 days or 31 days.
What?
They were going to do a 1 month, because I got a buddy that lives in Oregon and I was hitting him
Yeah.
up about it, and it was a hound hunt for lions for 31 days, just a month straight. And I don't know, the word probably didn't get out, none of that, you know, but
Well,
they
no,
talked about it, because guess what they used to catch those lions that killed those two hikers?
A
it was a
houndsman,
dog.
obviously.
Yeah, they had a guy with dogs there in, I think, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, the kid that was just killed here in California in March, it was 45 seconds after they put the dogs on the ground, they had the lion treat.
Yeah.
45 seconds. He was sitting there watching them as they were guarding the kid's body.
That lion was not afraid.
100% was not.
No. Well,
And I think
how old was this lion that they killed?
it was a
I want to
little
say a
one
year and a
too.
half.
Year
Was
and a
it,
half.
it was under 2.
It didn't know how to hunt.
No,
It
90
didn't
something
know how to
pound
do
Tom,
nothing.
not 100
And it
pound
was
Tom.
just starving. So the state called me one time in Nevada, and same thing. This lion was killing this lady's goats, and they wouldn't do a depredation on it, so we had to burn a tag. But her border collie treated it.
Hmm.
She called me like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, this lion came back. But yeah, and
There
it
was
They
was
killed that one in that
a
OK
year old.
trailer park there in Nevada. Was it not this winter, but the winter before?
Yeah.
They opened the door. Somebody's dog, house dog, went running in the front yard and treated it in the cottonwood in the front yard.
Man.
Somebody came in with a bow and arrow and shot it at night. I mean, it's all legal. I mean, other
Yeah.
than the fact that the person with the tag is supposed to be there from the time the dog's put down on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, the
So-
dog never really got put on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean, what are you gonna do about that? Fish and Game, it's all about interpretation, right? How
Yep.
you're gonna interpret that law.
Josh, it's easier just to blame California. Sorry, buddy.
Yep.
It may not be right, but well, listen. When we can come hunt your state, we'll forgive you. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Everybody will forgive you. You will be a hero. Both
Yeah.
Washington and Oregon are becoming California. I think they've already became California.
So,
You know
what?
this is
And
bad.
what it's really starting to irk me though is everybody's blaming California. In reality, it's not California. It's the liberal ass teachers that everybody's sending their kids to in these public education systems. It's literally people's kids that are turning 18 and being
But-
liberals.
But who,
It's
you know,
100%.
and that's true because my cousin, his daughter went to a college and came
Mhm.
out voting for Biden.
Yeah. My
That's
niece
how-
and nephews
That's how stupid.
raised in a conservative household.
Yep.
They both voted for Obama.
Let's stay home. We're coming to your state, Josh. We's coming. Remember all
Coming for
you
you, boy.
Californians came over to Arizona?
Yeah,
Killed
they
all of
came
our
to
bears?
Nevada all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'd
shit
see
ton of
them.
Californians
We'd see
come
those
to Nevada.
California plates big time when it was bear season in Nevada.
Yeah.
Oh
Guess who
man,
said
they were
California?
begging the guys with bear tags to let them go with.
Wayne
Hey, I was
Dixon.
born in California,
Were you?
Los Angeles.
I was.
Yeah.
I was born and
Yeah.
raised in California too. I don't claim it anymore
Yeah.
though.
You know, my dad was raised in California, different days. They were running
Yeah.
around on horses, shooting shit like cowboys. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
California is a beautiful state. The reason I don't like California is I can't carry my AK-47.
It's all
that's
politics.
It is. And this guy, over 8 million people in the Bay Area alone. It's not
Yeah.
it's definitely not. You guys need to quit worrying about anything else but turning North California into
Jefferson.
Jefferson. Get
Not
out of
even
there.
that. Just make the greater Idaho even bigger.
Yep. I like oak tree. Man, let me tell you something, Josh. You come to Arizona, I guarantee you're going to be rolling some boulders down some cliffs. Everybody does it.
Well,
Everybody
did you
does
see the
it.
size of that one? Look how far it went. No.
Oh,
So
boy.
the biggest downfall to California that nobody ever talks about is the poison oak. F that stuff. So literally, if there's a poison oak belt, and everything under 4,000, 4,500 foot is going to have poison oak in it, and it is. And I'm not kidding you.
It's dirty.
It is so thick that you cannot walk through it. It's 8 to 10 foot tall. It's got stalks on it that are about 2-3 inches around because it's probably a 40 or 50-year-old plant. The stuff along the California coast is literally from military labs. They planted it along the coast back in World War II to keep
the Japanese off of us.
off the coastlines.
Yep.
And it's literally genetically modified poison oak, and that stuff is nasty. So when we fight fires out in that, it's literally like I can look at it just within fucking sorry, just be within touching distance of it, and I get it.
I'm out.
What is-
I'm gonna stay in the desert. I'm out.
Dude,
Oh,
it's
What is,
so
what
bad.
is Josh? What, don't get it. Does he not get the rolling the boulders thing?
No, don't get poison oak. Probably
Maybe.
some people don't get it, and it's just your body
Oh.
either recognizes it as a
Yeah. You know
an
what?
attack
I was
on your body
crawling.
or not.
I was crawling through poison ivy in South Carolina, and it didn't affect me.
Yeah, some people are just lucky. Not me.
Everybody was
I-
breaking
I used
out, and
that
I'm all,
stuff's so bad.
from what? And they're like,
when I was a
poison
kid
ivy.
growing up, I used to get poison ivy, and my mom, I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but she'd scratch it with steel wool and put bleach on it. It stung
God.
bad. It
No,
stung, but
it-
guess what? It didn't itch the next day.
And my
Ugh.
favorite hunt area is full
Yeah,
of
I know
rowdy.
James.
It went right away. It was
James and I
gone.
know each other. We've known each other for probably pushing 15 years, at least 10 years.
Well, Josh don't have no poison oak. You're right.
Lucky guy.
Son of a bitch.
He is dirty bastard.
Yep. But hey, I gotta jump off here. I gotta go. I'll talk to you
Alrighty.
guys later.
See
All
you,
right.
man.
Thanks for getting on, Jared.
Yep. See ya.
All right.
Bye.
It has been 2 hours.
See
That was
you,
a good
Chinny.
show, though.
Yeah.
I was-
Having Dale and Naomi on, you did good.
I liked it because we kind of went over what's going on in Colorado, because it's happening, what happened in California. So it's almost like a good segue to go into California and say, now that you guys lost it, he's trying to get it back. And there's a possibility, a real good in words, in writing.
Yeah.
I seen it. Possibility.
But
and
we're
all
gonna
I
have to
think-
fight for it. We're gonna have to
It's
help
good.
people.
Hey, like he said, you got a good commission and you got a horrible bear problem. You know, you get a good mixture of something sometimes. That chemistry, it's amazing stuff. I hope they do. I hope they do. You know, I have my quarrels about Californians because I know personally of some that came over and did some dumb shooting. They were treeing bears, and people driving by, they're like, hey, you want to shoot a bear? And my cousin's friend was one of those people, and it was a sow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Don't matter. I mean, I know. I don't know. I know the name of that guy, you know, but doesn't mean Josh Weinman. The only reason he's an asshole is because he don't get poison oak.
Yeah, exactly. Lucky son of a gun.
Yeah.
Man, I get that stuff so bad.
They gave me a steroid shot that year because of it bad.
Yeah, no, it's a cortisone shot, cortisol, something like that. I get it every once in a while, and it's good for about 90 days. But I can only get it when I only get it when I've gotten it so bad that I can't get rid of it with standard topical creams.
Yep. It was a great show. Rabbit holes are few and far between. That's because we had other people talking. And they did. Naomi is a great talker, and Dale's a great talker. And I think we had her on the first hour, kind of her light, in the second hour. When me and Brett did it, I think we had too many people. The audio was bad. We had people talking over each other. Elizabeth is extremely hard to understand. She's real quiet spoken. And Lori, same way. So, and we had a bad echo in audio. So, and I don't know. We had a little bad audio at first here, but got it fixed. Brett's show always has like, let me see. But it only end up with like 20 something. Actually, we've been having like 100. Monday night, we had like 100 people on.
Nice.
And people just need to give a thumbs up. If you like the show, give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I don't, on these lives, I don't care about views, and I'm just, when I get a good guest on, like Naomi's great, Dale was good, Lori is full information. When you get good guests on, it goes by so quick. So in this one, guys, this one will probably end up on W. I'll probably edit this one tomorrow and send it over so we can get it on kind of quick because of the Colorado fight. So remember, Save the Hunt Colorado, guys. Come on. Really? $10. I've spent like $400 or $500. Plus I had a couple of people super chat me and I donated that money. So yeah. See, well, if you are on the park fire, you are in Poison Oak. It's burning. It's burning.
Yeah. So I've been in the high country. I've been on up there along Highway 36 and Highway 32, running dozers and stuff.
Coming from California, this show was great. Got a lot of good info. Is that a compliment?
Yeah.
I'm glad everybody jumped on. I'm glad we got some good information out there. If you guys know anybody that it's going to be a good guest in any state, I'd like to get someone from Washington. to come on and tell us all that BS over there. So, but good information. This will end up on hound trials. I wish you could make it to those hound trials. Couple weeks, guys. Pick and shovel, outfitters.com. Reserve your dinner. August 24th, Reynolds Creek Campground in Young, Arizona.
I sure wish I could make it, but it's my busy season.
If I had a Cessna, I'd come pick you up.
I appreciate it if you could.
Lauren Culp is the guy from Washington. Someone just texted me that. Lauren Culp. Text me that. Maybe that was you, Tim. Maybe it was you. Get Shorty. Shorty has his own things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to kind of keep our guests as the little guys. You know, I've always, it's kind of why I started Anecdote of a Houndsman, because I want to get the little lion guys on here, because some of these guys are just as good as Steve Smith, Mathis, Lily. Like, there's guys out there that nobody knows about that are phenomenal. Like your buddy that I got his number today from you,
Sean.
Yeah, I want to get him.
I don't even know him. Never met the man. I just know Sean Shea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know he's a houndsman, and he's his name's in the book a lot. Nevada record books a lot. And
yeah, we'll
everything I've heard about him, he's a freaking houndsman.
I live in the population of people. 8 million people in 8 million people and 5 million acres in the Bay Area. 3 million acres. It's a county I live in, and the population 8,000. Don't be ignorant. What is it? Sorry, I can't help it.
He must be up in the Northern California.
I can't help the don't be ignorant. He must be
like
part.
Modoc or something. Last in Modoc County.
You're right. Cleve ain't little. He's supposed to come on again. I just texted him the other day.
I always like listening to Cleve. He's got so much information in his head. He's a smart man.
What? Yeah, he does, and it's just like his common knowledge, and it's just little.
It's common to him, and everybody else is like,
and
what? That's
and it may not work. It may not work for some people, and I'm always a firm. I'll listen to people. If you tell me to put a golf ball on top of a dog's head before I go run them, I'll try it. If it don't work, we'd be like, you're an idiot, you know. So I get who I can on here. So if anybody wants to come, I even went so low I had Tim Brink on here. And Jeremy
got him.
And Jeremy in Louisiana hunting. So
yeah,
he's coming to the rendezvous, 2,000-mile drive. He's coming.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah. If you're gonna have it at the same time next year, I'll want to put in a vacation for it. So
yeah, I don't know. I think we just had this spot open. I'd like to go a little higher and do like July, because I don't know. If people want to come hunt somewhere, it's a good time.
If you do it at the end of July, it's all right, because I can tie that into the wife's birthday and say, hey, we're going on vacation for your birthday.
There you go.
I already take that off.
I'm going to take you to the Grand Canyon, and then we're going to loop back down around.
Right. And we're going to stay over here for a couple days and we'll barbecue.
Good show tonight. Good thing. That wasn't the best episode. I tell you what, on social media, no matter who I have on here, I will get a text about it or an email saying that guy or his brother. So any lion hunt's going to be there? Yeah, a lot of them, actually.
Yeah.
So it's actually lion season opens that Friday.
I know. A lot of people are mad at you.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. I take it a
Tell
grain
them
of
to come
salt.
at night.
Public land.
You can only hunt during the day.
Yeah, public land. That's all I can say. Public land. So, all right, guys. Jared or Rowdy, thanks for jumping on. Did you get any sleep today?
Oh man, I overslept. I slept about an hour and 15 minutes. I was up all night. I was organizing dozers, and we pushed a lot of fire line, and then we're chasing spot fires all night. So I hiked my butt off last night, leading dozers into fires, and then so I got off the fire at about 11 o'clock when I should have been off at about 8 o'clock because
Yeah.
it's an hour from base camp to the fire line, and then we got to do our briefing, and just everything took forever today. So
Yeah. Are you going back to bed right now?
yeah, I'll eat some
You
more.
look a little tired.
I am, man. I'm gonna eat a little bit more. What did I get? Jack in the Box over there. Eat some Jack in the Box tacos.
That's
brush
what
my
I got in
teeth
my
and
truck
crash
right
out.
now.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
you go take a nap. Thanks for coming on.
have a good one. Thanks.
See you next week.
Bye.
All right, guys. First 2 weeks of August. Actually, the second weekend of August is bear. And the only reason we're doing August, I was trying to do it where there wasn't hunting, but I guess you should do it when there's hunting. If you guys want to hunt, you just have to buy the over-counter tag or the out-of-state tag. Robert Chase, you're coming. Listen, I'm opening the Ledged Out whiskey I got, and we're gonna share shots over there. I'm gonna pass out some shots. So, yeah, Josh, only 1,600 miles for Chris. He's coming. Thank you guys, everybody, for jumping on. Hit that thumbs up, I guess. Like it. Subscribe to my channel. I haven't done videos on this channel for a while, but I'll get back to it. I've been really busy. August is my only month off for any hunting. Well, I'll make sure I just revolve everybody's life around you there, Mr. Brink. Other than that, thanks for coming on. Go to where are we at? Go to SaveTheHuntColorado.com. Give them guys some money. If you're going to the rendezvous, go to PickandShovelOutfitters.com, order your steak dinner. Get them guys a little bit of money for helping out because they're kind of putting up the whole camping area and everything. I'll be there. I might be there all week, but I'll be there Friday for sure. I don't think we can get into that campground on Saturday, August 24th. So thanks for coming. I will see you guys probably next Monday. Bring moonshine. I might make some mead. I make mead. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday. You guys have a good weekend. Anybody in Arizona wants to hit the hound trials this week, just go to Facebook, look up Central Arizona Trail Hound Association. And the hound trials, the last one is this weekend, big raffle and big dinner. So, and it's in Payson, Arizona, close to Flint's Wells. If you're going, I'll see you guys there. Everybody have a good weekend.